Solved problem 15.2. For simplicity, suppose that medieval England was a single, large, price taking firm that produced one type of output with a constant returns to scale Cobb-Douglas production function. Q equals capital L to the power A multiplied by capital K to the power 1 minus A. Labor and capital have inelastic supplies. Everyone works and all capital is used. The Black Death killed, open parentheses, 1 minus theta workers, causing the number of workers to fall from capital L to capital L star equals theta times capital L. Show how much the wage W rose if P is normalized to 1, A is 1/2, capital K is 100, and theta equals 1/4. Calculate the changes in the factor prices. Answer. 1. Show how output falls due to a reduction in labor. When labor falls from capital L to capital L star equals theta times capital L, output falls from capital Q equals capital L to the power A multiplied by capital K to the power 1 minus A to capital Q star equals open parentheses theta times capital L close parentheses to the power A multiplied by capital K to the power of 1 minus A equals theta to the power A multiplied by labor to the power A multiplied by capital to the power 1 minus A equals theta to the power A multiplied by capital Q. That is, when labor falls to theta times its original level, output falls less than in proportion to theta to the power A times its initial level. In our example, theta equals 1/4 and A equals 1/2, so theta to the power A equals open parentheses 1/4 close parentheses to the power of 1/2 equals 1/2. Given the effect of the plague on output, show how the marginal product of labor changed and hence how the real wage changed. We know that the marginal product of labor for a Cobb-Douglas production function is the marginal product of labor equals A multiplied by total quantity over labor, A capital Q over capital L. The output to labor ratio changes from capital Q over capital L to theta to the power A multiplied by capital Q over open parentheses theta times capital L close parentheses equals theta to the power A minus 1 times capital Q over capital L, which is greater than capital Q over capital L. Consequently, the marginal product of labor rose from marginal product of labor equals A times total quantity over labor to the marginal product of labor star equals theta to the power A minus 1 multiplied by A multiplied by total quantity over labor equals theta to the power A minus 1 multiplied by the marginal product of labor. The competitive labor demand equation is determined by equating the marginal product of labor to the real wage. The marginal product of labor equals wage over price. We refer to wage over price as the real wage because there is only one price, P. For this equation to hold when the marginal product of labor rose, the real wage of labor, W star over P, equals the marginal product of labor star had to rise in proportion to the marginal product of labor star. 3. Show the corresponding effect on capital. Because output fell and capital remained the same, the marginal product of capital fell from the marginal product of capital equals open parentheses 1 minus A close parentheses times total quantity over capital to the marginal product of capital star equals theta times A open parentheses 1 minus alpha close parentheses multiplied by total quantity over capital equals theta to the power A multiplied by the marginal product of capital. Consequently, the real price of capital, R star over price, equals the marginal product of capital dropped. 4. Calculate the changes in wages and the rental price of capital using the specified parameters. With the given parameters, initial output was capital Q equals labor to the power A multiplied by capital to the power of 1 minus A equals 100 to the power of 1/2 multiplied by 100 to the power of 1/2, which equals 100. The marginal product of labor was capital M, capital P, subscript capital L equals A times capital Q over capital L equals 1/2, equals 1/2, open parentheses 100 over 100, close parentheses, equals 1/2. So the real wage was wage over price, W over P equals 1/2, given that price P equals 1. Similarly, the marginal product of capital was capital M, capital P, superscript K equals open parentheses 1 minus alpha, close parentheses, capital Q over capital K, which is total quantity over capital, equals 1/2. And the real price of capital was R over P, or rate over price, which equals 1/2. After the plague, the labor force fell to L star, total labor star equals theta times 100 equals 25. And output dropped from total quantity equals 25 to the power of 1/2 multiplied by 100 to the power of 1/2 equals 50. Consequently, the marginal product of labor rose to capital M, capital P star, subscript capital L, which is the marginal product of labor, equals 1/2 over 1/2 multiplied by open parentheses 50 over 25 close parentheses equals 1. So the real wage rose to wage star over price, which equals 1. Similarly, the marginal product of capital and the real price of capital fell to marginal product of capital star equals 1/2, open parentheses, 50 over 100, close parentheses, equals 1/4 equals R star over P. Thus, the real wage doubled and the real rental rate of capital dropped by half.